Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wild. Today we are talking about what to do during the food delivery slowdown. So during the first 3 months of the year in particular, January, February, March, those are the slowest times of the year for all of food delivery. That's not just Doordash, that's Uber Eats and Grubhub. And a subscriber was nice enough to email me some suggestions he would have in the event that you do end up having a slowdown in your area. BC, thank you so much for sending me your email and making this video possible. So with that said, I want to go over the email they sent me, the suggestions they made, how it actually is, if there's any critiques I need to make, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. Do nothing and struggle through to when it gets better. Wow, way to lead off the video. I mean, you're not wrong when you say that. One of the options you do have is to just do nothing and struggle through. That being said, I don't recommend that because you don't know what's going to happen during the remainder of the year or at any period of time. And I'm more of a person of action, so I would probably do something anyway, but I guess that's true. Increase your hours so you could try to make up the fewer offers with more time. Kind of like doubling down on your bet, hoping for better luck. Okay, I hear what you're saying with that. So instead of you working, let's say 11 till 8 or whatever you do, you end up increasing those hours to like 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. or something like that. I think that there are some people that are just committing as much time as possible. They don't have the ability to physically give more time. So, I mean, while that's possible, for some people, it's not possible for everybody. But if you have more time to commit, maybe commit it to something else. I don't know about that. Optimize your time to the busiest hours so you don't waste time doing nothing. Then do another money-making activity during the slow hours. For example, shopping thrift stores like Mushy Moo does, or make YouTube videos like many gig tubers do. That's a great suggestion. There's a few caveats I would like to make on that, but definitely a great suggestion is to develop a side income from the gig apps, because the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal, never the goal. Now, that being said, shopping at thrift stores and let's say you're flipping those items, you're probably making good money with that. However, it still kind of has the same problem as gig apps, to where without you, that business isn't doing anything. So I would do something a little bit more scalable. YouTube videos is an option, but January is also the slowest time of the year for a lot of different business. That includes ad revenue. So be aware of that too. Expect January to be a dip in profits for everybody, not just you. Multi-app. If it's slow on Instacart, maybe it's busy on Spark. Multi-apping allows you to spread your income stream so you can draw from a larger pool. This isn't just Instacart and Spark or DoorDash or Uber Eats or Grubhub. There's a lot of gig apps out there, some of which have different verticals like handyman work and stuff like that. But overall, I 100% agree. You should definitely increase the number of opportunities you have available to you. So in the event that something happens, you have these other opportunities available to you. Even if you're like making money on Fiverr or something, that is definitely an option. Start a new app during the slowdown and become proficient in it. It's a really good time to learn a new app for multi-apping or to be your main app. You could do this during slow times of the day. I'm gonna make one edit to that. It's not just start a new app, maybe start a new business on top. Like maybe this is the time, if you're thinking about that YouTube channel, to actually start doing the YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? Or if you have another business you want to start, maybe now's the time to start committing some extra time and energy to that, because it's going to be slower. It depends on what you really are looking for in your long-term goals, but I would definitely look into another income that will eventually be the long-term goal. Because let's be realistic, gig apps, we don't know where the gig economy is going to be in the next couple of years. Biden's been attacking the gig economy left, right, and center. And while there is a chance for it to stick around long-term, there is no certainty of whether or not you'll be deactivated or something happens to you to where you can't commit the physical time anymore. Get a W-2 job. Whether part-time, seasonal, or full-time, there are some things a W-2 job has that an independent contractor doesn't. You can still do your gig app when you're not working your W-2. I hear what you're saying with that one, but the W-2 job has a lot of the challenges and more to what the gig economy has. Like, not just the boss and all of that. Let's forget the side for a second. We'll get to that. If you still don't have the time to commit to the gig economy, or you still don't have the time to commit to other projects, you're not going to be able to commit to a W-2 job either. However, let's say you're not the entrepreneurial type. Let's say you're not like me, to where you want to develop a system that makes money for you, as opposed to work a job where you have to continuously commit your time to. Let's say that's where you're at personally. It's not a bad suggestion. And not to mention, if you do get a part-time or full-time job, or even a seasonal job, there's a chance you might even get benefits or even a consistent paycheck, to where maybe you're just not getting that with DoorDash, UberEats, and Grubhub during that time, or even any of the other gig apps. Now, that being said, I'm more of the entrepreneurial type, to where I don't want a boss. I don't want to commit my time to things like that, but I do want to commit my time to things like YouTube videos, making money on the side, to where eventually that will be my long-term goal. No, it's not there yet, but it will be at some point. And the more time you commit to a job or a gig app, the less time you have for your long-term goal. So keep that in mind. Guaranteed method to get better offers on DoorDash and Uber Eats video from Valdestadt's voice. So just take a vacation from DD or UE and come back with newbie benefits but veteran smarts. This method worked better for him because he was a husband and wife who could switch apps or accounts to take advantage of the 2-week newbie intro period. I know about this method, to where people can step away from gig apps for a season and then come back, and then they can take advantage of the 2-week newbie period. That is something that applies to DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub, and that is something that you can absolutely do. However, that is also assuming that you're not dependent on gig apps at the moment. If you're not dependent on gig apps at the moment, then yes, you could definitely do that. If you are a little bit more dependent on gig apps, you might want to diversify more before doing that, or just choose to skip this one entirely until you are not so dependent on the gig apps. Like, I hear you. I understand that this is a great way to cheat the system and all that, but if you don't have the opportunity to actually do these things, then it's not going to be very helpful for you. It's not a bad idea, though. Also, one other point I'd like to make before I cap off this video is that some of the suggestions that were made here are not just good during the times of when it's slow. It's also good to do right now, even when it's busy. I've been working this YouTube channel for a year. I'm not really where I want to be yet, but I wouldn't have gotten to this point if I was waiting for the right time. I would just keep on going and keep hammering at this business for as long as I have to. That being said, not bad ideas. Definitely something to consider. I think I'm gonna do a little bit more research on some of these options, so that way you have more opportunities available to you. Once again, BC, thank you so much for sending me your emails and making this video possible. Your suggestions aren't bad. I just happen to have favoritism on some of them more than others, obviously. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!